Hare Krishna, yes. So we'll start with Sri Brahma Samhita. We'll actually start with the initial verses. I think that's more relevant to the topic we will discuss today. Hare Krishna, Alex Prabhu. Welcome to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. It's very nice to see you in a Saturday morning. Those, our Shiksha Guru Vaisheshika Maharaj says, like those who turn up in Saturday morning, they are really serious. It's good to see you here. Hare Krishna. Oh my God, yeah, that's really inspiring. This is magic. Okay. So this is called, Brahma Samhita. This is prayer by Lord Brahma, who is considered as the chief architect of this universe. He created this whole universe, material universe, under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he actually rendered this prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is one of the chapters which is still accessible to us. It is consisting of 100 chapters, but we have only 5th chapter available right now. Okay, so we can chant in unison. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Sahasrapatra Kamalam Gokulakyam Mahatpadam Tatkarnikadam Tadhama Tad Anantam Sasambhavam Karnikaram Mahadyantram Svatkonam Vajrakelakam Shadangang Shatpadisthanam Prakritya Purushena Cha Premananda Mahananda Rasena Vastitam Hiyat Jyotirupena Manuna Kama Vijena Sangatam Tat Kinjalkam Tat Amsam Tat Patrani Shriyam Api Chatur Ashram Tat Paritaha Shweta Dipakhyam Adbhutam Chatur Ashram Chatur Murtes Chatur Dhama Chaturskritam Chatur Vihi Purusharthascha Chatur Vir Hetu Virvritam Shulayir Dasavir Anadham Urdhvada Dividikshapi Ashtadvir Nidivir Jushtam Ashtavi Siddhivistatha Manurupascha Dasavir Dikpalay Paritavritam Syamair Gaurascha Raktascha Shuklaischa Parshadarshavai Shovitam Saktivistavir Adbhutavi Samantata Evam Jyotirmayo Deva Sad Ananda Paratparaha Atmaramasya Tasyasti Prakrityana Samagamaha Mayaya Ramamanasya Naviyogastaya Saha Atmana Ramaya Reme Tyakta Kalam Shishikshaya Niyatihi Sarama Devi Tatpriya Tadvasam Tada Tallingam Bhagavan Sambhur Yoti Rupa Sanatana Yayonihi Sapara Sakti Kama Vijam Mahadhare Lingayoni Atmika Jata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha Shaktiman Purusha Soyam Lingarupi Maheshwara Tasmin Avirabhul Linge Mahavishnur Jagatpatihi Shahasra Shirsha Purusha Shahasraksha Shahasrapat Shahasra Bahur Vishwatma Shahasramsha Shahasrasu Narayana Sa Bhagavan Apastasmat Sanatanat Avirasit Karanarno Nidhi Sankarshanatmaka Yogo Nidram Gatas Tasmin Shahasramsha Sayam Mahan Tadroma Vilajaleshu Vijam Sankarshanascha Haimani Andani Jatani Mahabhuta Britani Tu Pratyandam Evam Ekam Sad Vishati Shayam सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा महाविष्णुः सनातनः वामङ्गदसृजाद् विष्णुं दक्षिणागात् प्रजापतिं ज्योतिर्लिङ्गमयं शम्भुं कूर्चदेशाद् अवसृजात् अहङ्कारात्मकां विश्वां तस्मादेदमयजयता अथ तैस्त्रिविधिर्वेशैर्लीलामुद्भतः किल ओगो निद्रा भगवती तस्य श्रीवसङ्गता शिशिक्षायां ततो नाभेस्तस्य पद्मं विनिर्ययु तन्नालं हेमनालिनं ब्रह्मणलोकमद्भुतम् तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि करणानि परस्परं समावाया प्रयोगच्च विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक् चिच्चाक्त्या सज्जमानाथा भगवान् आदिपुरुषा योजयन्मया देवो योगनिद्राम् अकल्पयत् यजयत्वा तु तन्येवा परिवेशाशयं गुहां प्रविष्ट तस्मिंस्तु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते स नित्यो नित्यसम्बन्धः प्रकृतिश्च परैव स्वा एवं सर्वात्मसम्बन्धं नाभ्यां पद्मां हरेरभूत् तत्र ब्रह्मा भवद्भूयश्चतुर्वेदी चतुर्मुखा संजत भगवच्चक्त्या तत्कालं किल चोदिता शिशिक्षायां मतिं चक्रे पूर्वसंस्कार संस्कृता ददार्श केवलं ध्वन्त्वां नान्यत् किमपि सर्वथा उवाच पुरतस्तस्मै तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती कामकृष्णाय गोविन्दाय हे गोपीजन इत्यपि वल्लभाय प्रिया वन्वेर्मन्त्रं ते दस्यति प्रियां तपस्त्वां तपयेतेन तव सिद्धिर्भविष्यति अथ ते पेशशुचिरां पिनान् गोविन्दमव्ययाम् श्वेतदीपापतिं कृष्णं गोलोकस्थां परत्परां प्रकृत्या गुणरूपिण्या रूपिणा पर्युपासितं सहस्रदलसम्पन्ने कोटिकिञ्जल्कभृमिते भूमिश्चिन्तामणिस्तत्र कर्णिकारे महासने समासीनां चिदानन्दां ज्योतिरूपां सनातनाम् शब्द ब्रह्ममयं वेणुं वादयन्तं मुखम्बुजे विलासिनी गणमृतं स्वैश्वैरांशैरविष्टुतम् अथो वेणुनिनादस्य त्रयीमूर्तिमयी गतिः स्फुरन्ति प्रविवेशासु मुखाब्जानि स्वयंभुवा गायत्रीं गायतस्तस्माद् अधिगत्य सरोजजा संस्कृतश्चादिगुणोना द्विजात्मागमात्तता त्रया प्रबुद्धता विधिर्विज्ञता तत्सागरा तुष्टवा वेदसारेण श्रोत्रेणानेन केशवा. Mataji, now we want to read the translation for these 28 verses. Actually, each one of you can read 5. Yes, Babu, 5.
5.1 Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has the eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. 5.2 The spiritual places of the transcendental pastime of Krishna is portrayed in the second verses. The super excellent station of the Krishna, which is known as the Gokula, has thousands of petals and a corolla like that of a lotus sprouted from a part of his inflammatory aspect, the wholes of the leaves being the actual abode of the Krishna. Can you go to 5 The wholes of the transcendental lotus is the realms of wherein dwells Krishna. He is the hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominated and predominating aspect of the absolute, like a diamond, and the central supporting figure of the self-luminous Krishna stand as the transcendental source of the potency of all potencies. The holy name, consisting of the 18 transcendental letters, is manifested in the hexagonal figure with the sixfold divisions. The wholes of the eternal realms, Gokula is the hexagonal abode of the Krishna. Its petal all the abodes of the gopis, who are the part and parcel of the Krishna, to whom they are the most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shines beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of the lotus are the garden-like dhama. For example, spiritual abode of the Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. 5.5. The surrounding external plane of the Gokula is described in these verses. There is a mysterious quadrangular places named as the Swetadipa, surrounding by the outskirt of the Gokula. The Swetadipa is divided into the 4 parts on all sided. The abode of the Vasudeva, Sankarsan, Pradum and Anuruddha are separately located in each of these 4 parts. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirement, such as the piety, wealth, passion and liberations, as also by the 4 Vedas, for example, Riga, Sam, Ajur and Atharva, which deals with the mantras and which are the basis of the achievement of the fourfold mundane requirement. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including the zenith and nadir. The 8 directions are decorated with the 8 jewels of the Mahapadma, Padma, Sankha, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda and Nila. These are the 10 protectors, this palas, of the 10 directions in the form of the mantra. The association of the hues and blues, yellow and red and whites are the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of the Bimala, etc., signs on all sided.
The Lord of Gokula is the transcendental supreme Godhead, the own self of eternal ecstasies. He is the superior of all superiors and is busily engaged in the enjoyments of the transcendental realm and has no association with his mundane potency. Krishna never consorts with his illusory energy. Still, her connection is not entirely cut off from the absolute truth. When he intends to create the material world, the amorous pastime in which he engages by consorting with his own spiritual potency, Rama, by casting his glance at the deluding energy in the shape of sending his time energy, is an auxiliary activity. The secondary process of association with Maya is described. Rama Devi, the spiritual potency beloved consort of Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of all entities. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation, there appears a divine hollow of the nature of his own subjective portion, Svamsa. This hollow is divine Sabhu, the masculine symbol of manifested emblem of the Supreme Lord. This hollow is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. The masculine symbol of the subjective portion of divinity, who functions as progenitor of the mundane world, subject to the supreme relatrix, Niyati. The conceiving potency in regarding to mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited, non-absolute apara potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. The intercourse of these two brings forth the faculty of perverted cognition, the reflection of the seed of the procreative desires of the Supreme Lord. All offsprings of the consort of the great Lord Mahesvara of this mundane world are of the nature of the embodiment of the mundane masculine and feminine generative organs. The person embodying the material causal principle, viz. the great Lord of this mundane world, Mahesvara Sambhu, in the form of the male generation organ, is joined to this female consort, the limited energy Maya, as the efficient causal principle. The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glance.
Excellent. I have never heard someone reading so eloquently in the first attempt. It's really, really good.
The Lord of the mundane world, Mahavishnu, possesses thousands of heads, eyes, hands. He is the source of thousands of avatars in his thousands of subjective portions. He is the creator of thousands of individual souls. The same Mahavishnu is spoken of by the name of Narayan in this mundane world. From that eternal person has sprung the vast expanse of water of the spiritual causal ocean. The subjective person of Sankarshan, who abides in Paravyom, the above Supreme Purusha, with the thousands of subjective portions, reposes in the state of divine sleep, Yoga Nidra, in the waters of the spiritual causal ocean. The spiritual seeds of Sankarshan, existing in the pores of skin of Mahavishnu, are born as so many golden sperms. These sperms are covered with 5 great elements. The same Mahavishnu entered into each universe as his own separate subjective portions. The divine portions that entered into each universe are possessed of his majestic extension. That is, they are the eternal universal soul, Mahavishnu, possessing thousands of heads. The same Mahavishnu created Vishnu from his left limb, Brahma, the first progenitor of beings, from his right limb, and from the space between his 2 eyebrows, Sambhu, the divine masculine manifested halo.
The function of Shambhu in relation to Jivas is that this universe enshrining the mundane egotistic principle has originated from Shambhu. Thereupon the same great personal Godhead, assuming the threefold forms of Vishnu, Prajapati and Shambhu, entering into the mundane universe, placed the pastimes of preservation, creation and destruction of this world. This pastime is contained in the mundane world, hence it being perverted. The Supreme Lord, identical with Mahavishnu, prefers to consort with the goddess Yoganidra, the constituent of his own spiritual Chit potency, full of the ecstatic trance of eternal bliss, appertaining to his own divine personality. When Vishnu, lying in the ocean of milk, wills to create this universe, a golden lotus springs from his navel pit. The golden lotus with its stem is the abode of Brahma, representing Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. Before their conglomeration, the primary elements in their nascent state remained originally separate entities. Non-application of the conglomerating process is the cause of their separate existence. Divine Mahavishnu, primal Godhead, through association with his own spiritual Chit potency, moved Maya and by the application of the conglomerating principle, created those different entities in their state of cooperation. And after that, he himself consorted with Yoganidra by way of his eternal dalliance with his spiritual Chit potency. By conglomerating all those separate entities, he manifested the innumerable mundane universes and himself entered into the inmost recess of every extended conglomerate Virat Vigraha. At that time, those jivas who had lain dormant during the cataclysm were awakened. Adin Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. 21 to 25. We have Shraddha Mataji here also.
521. The same jiva is eternal and is for eternity and without a beginning joined to the Supreme Lord by the tie of an eternal kinship. He is transcendental spiritual potency. 522. The divine lotus which springs from the navel pit of Vishnu is in every way related by the spiritual tie with all souls and is the origin of four-faced Brahma versed in the four Vedas. 523. On coming out of the lotus, Brahma, being guided by the divine potency, turned his mind to the act of creation under the impulse of previous impressions, but he could see nothing but darkness in every direction. 524. Then the goddess of learning, Sarasvati, the divine consort of the Supreme Lord, said thus to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions, O Brahma, this mantra, viz., Gleam Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijanavallabhaya Swaha, will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. 525. O Brahma, do thou practice spiritual association by means of this mantra, then all your desires will be fulfilled.
Prabhuji.
526. Brahma, being desirous of satisfying Govinda, practiced the cultural act of the Krishna in Gokula, Lord of Swetadipa. For the long time, his meditation ran thus: there exists a divine lotus of the 1,000 petals, augmented by the millions of the filaments in the transcendental land of Goloka. On its walls, there exist a great divine thrones of which they seated in the Sri Krishna, the form of the eternal effulgence of the transcendental bliss, playing on his divine flute, resonant with the divine sounds with his lotus mouth. He is the worshipped by his amorous milkmaids with their respective subjective portions and the extension, and also by the external energy who stayed outside, embodying all mundane qualities. 527. This Gayatri, mother of all Vedas, being made manifest, for example, imparted by the divine sound of the flute of Sri Krishna, entered into the lotus mouth of the Brahma, born from himself 1,000 his 8 years holds, and the lotus borns Brahma, having received by the Gayatri, sprung from his flute, sung by Sri Krishna, attained the status of the twice born, having been initiated by the supreme primal presbyter Godhead himself. 528. Enlightened by the recollection of that Gayatri embodying the three Vedas, Brahma become acquainted with the expanses of the ocean of the truth. Then he worshipped Sri Krishna, the essence of all Vedas, with the hymn, I worship Govinda.
Yes, we can actually stop here, Babuji. Thank you. So this is written by, means like the translation is made by His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. It's all are in Victorian English, so it's relatively difficult for us to actually understand the language, and the words, the sentence formation are much different than what we are familiar with right now. So that's why we have to read the purport along with it also. But purports are also difficult, but we'll go into it, that. Yeah, so let's sing some, song now. Song time. So we'll sing a song. It describes about Lord Nityananda. So, in the age of Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. If you have heard already about Krishna, he is, staying there. You see that the person who is carrying the flute, and his eternal consort is Srimati Radharani beside him, to his left, from our side to the right. And to his right, you can see another form of the Lord. He is also Krishna, but he has a special, purpose to fulfill. He wants to give the love of Krishna towards us. That's why his hands are also like this. He's giving. So that personality is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Along with him, his eternal associates also appeared. So one of his eternal associates is Lord Nityananda, who is the representation of Lord Balaram. Means he is Balaram himself. So you already read in these verses that Shankarshana, those names came, right? Garbhadakshay Vishnu. They are all part of Lord Balaram. So Krishna doesn't have anything to do with this, material world or to creation or anything. He does it through, his first quadruple expansion through Sankarshan, Mahashankarshan. So Lord Balaram actually is the source of Mahashankarshan even. So here we'll sing a special characteristics of Lord Nityananda. So it is said in Chaitanya Bhagavat that, Lord Chaitanya is present always in 5 places. Actually, they said 4 places, but there is another one place. It is kind of confidential. So one place is whenever Sachimata cooks, wherever she cooks. I forgot the verse, but that is a nice verse. Shochir Randhone, Srivasher Kirtane, Nityananদের নর্তনে আর রাঘবের ভোজনে something. 4 places. So one is when Suchimata cooks or whatever she offers, Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya always is present there and he accepts. Another one is when there is a kirtan in Srivas Pandit's house. Srivas Pandit is another, eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. Then when there is any offering in Raghav Pandit's house, because Raghav Pandit is a very powerful devotee and his offerings are very elaborate also. And where there is dancing of Lord Nityananda. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Antilila, it comes like in the pastimes of Raghunath Das Goswami, that Lord Nityananda's dances are so magnanimous, magnificent, that nobody can actually describe the ecstasy or describe the mudras he performs. Nityer mahatya keva bornibare pare, Mahaprabhu aishe je nitya dekhibare. Even Lord Lord Chaitanya comes to see his dances, and only the fortunate souls, they see the presence of Lord Chaitanya. Anyway, so this song is written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is an eternal servant of Lord Nityananda. He is even initiated by Lord Nityananda. So he is always ecstatic about, glorification of Lord Nityananda. That's why 25% or more than 25% of Chaitanya Bhagavat is about the glories of Lord Nityananda. So he's saying, Nache nache nitai gauro guno mania. So Lord Nityananda is dancing by, remembering or, describing the qualities of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Gaura. Gaura is another name of Lord Chaitanya. By the way, you will come to know about all of this in course of time. Bame priyo gadadhar, Srivasho advaita bar, Parishado taragano jinia. So, to his left side is his dearmost Gadadhar, and Srivas Pandit and Advaita Chandra, and so many associates that the way you cannot actually calculate the stars, similarly you cannot calculate the number of people, associates present there who are dancing with him. Baje kholo korotalo modhuro songito bhalo gogono bhorilo horidhoniya. So along with the dancing, there are sounding or performance of khol, means like mridanga, the percussion instrument we have, and there is a kartal. This is called kartal, cymbal. Then madhuro songito bhalo, very sweet song or kirtan is going on, the pastimes of Lord. Gogono bhorilo horidhoniya, whole universe, whole atmosphere is filled with the sound of Hari, 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 because the glorification of Lord is also similar to the name of Lord. চন্দন চর্চিত গায় ফাগু বিন্দু বিন্দু তাই বনমালা ডোলে ভালো ডলিয়া বলিয়া. So his body is anointed with chandan, sandal paste. Mataji, you have to go one verse, yeah. Fagu bindu bindu tai means like it is anointed with like small points, like those chandan are very nicely decorating his body with small nice round point. Banamala dole bhalo bolia. So the what is this garland? This Bonamala garland means like garland made with different types of flowers and herbs. They are actually swinging around his neck because he's dancing, right? Yeah. Bhalo bolia. They are actually, their Bonamala is also enlivened here. They are telling, oh, what a beautiful thing. Anyways, gole shubro upobito rupo koti kamojito chorone nupuro ronoroniya. He's actually in his around his neck there is white brahmana thread because he's a Brahmin, and rupo koti kamojito. His beauty is actually defeats even millions of Cupid. Cupid is actually the god of love, and he's very beautiful. But his beauty actually defeats even if you combine million of Cupid's beauty. Chorone rupura rana ronia. His ankle veil is actually sounding in his feet. Dui bhai nachi jay, shohochoro gono gaye, godadharo onge pore dhulia. Two brothers are dancing, and the two brothers means here Gaura Nitai, and his associates, they are singing. And Gadadhar onge pore dhulia. And in ecstasy, Gadadhar is actually falling in his body, kind of, yeah. Purobor অবশ্যে লীলা এবে প্রভু প্রকাশিলা সেই বৃন্দাবন এই নদিয়া. Whatever pastimes he has enacted in Vrindavan, that same pastime he is manifesting in this Nadia, which is not different from Vrindavan. Yeah, Nadia is the place where Lord Chaitanya was born. বিহারে গঙ্গার তীরে সেই ধীরে সমীরে বৃন্দাবন দাস কহে জানিয়া. So Vrindavan Das considers that same Gangar Tir and the air, the cooling air is still present there, and he is actually experienced that ecstasy, whatever happened before, because this is actually manifesting in his mind, in his remembrance while he is writing this. So he's feeling the same ecstasy, same thing is manifesting in front of him. Anyways, let's sing this song while actually he was traversing along the bank of the Ganges. Yeah. It's I think you all will be able to follow. I'm not a good singer, but just try to follow with me. So the first line should be nache re nitai. Yeah. Nache re nitai Gaura guna moniya. 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 Nache re nitai Gaura dija moniya. Nache re nitai Gaura dija moniya. Vame priya gadadhara Shivashaya Daitavara. Vame priya gadadhara Shivashaya Daitavara. Parishada Taragana Jiniya. Parishada Taragana Jiniya. Nache re nitai Gaura guna moniya. Nache re nitai Gaura guna moniya. বাজে খোল কর তাল মধুর সঙ্গীত ভালো বাজে খোল কর তাল মধুর সঙ্গীত ভালো গগন ভরিল হরি ধনিয়া গগন ভরিল হরি ধনিয়া চন্দন চর্চিত গায় ফাগু বিন্দু বিন্দু তাই বনমালা ডলে ভালো বলিয়া চন্দন চর্চিত গায় ফাগু বিন্দু বিন্দু তাই বনমালা ডলে ভালো বলিয়া নাচে রে নিতাই গৌরদি জমনিয়া নাচে রে নিতাই গৌরদি জমনিয়া গলে শুভ্রয় পবিত রূপে কোটি কামজিত গলে শুভ্রয় পবিত রূপ কোটি কামজিত চরণেনু পুরন রনিয়া চরণেনু পুর রন রনিয়া দুই ভাই নাচি যায় সহচর গণ গায় দুই ভাই নাচি যায় সহচর গণ গায় গদাধর অঙ্গে পরে ঢুলিয়া গদাধর অঙ্গে পরে ঢুলিয়া নাচে রে নিতাই গৌর গুণমনিয়া নাচে রে নিতাই গৌর গুণমনিয়া পুরবর ভসলীলা এবে প্রভু প্রকাশিলা পুরবর ভসলীলা এবে প্রভু প্রকাশিলা সেই বৃন্দাবন এই নদিয়া সেই বৃন্দা এই নদিয়া বিহরে গঙ্গা তীরে সেই ধীর সমীরে বৃন্দাবন দাস কহে জানিয়া বিহারে গঙ্গা তীরে সেই ধীর সমীরে বৃন্দাবন দাস কহে জানিয়া নাচে রে নিতাই গৌর গুণমনিয়া নাচে রে নিতাই গৌর গুণমনিয়া. I think of actually just giving a discussion based on only the dancing of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, because there are so many songs, so many pastimes about their dancing, because the devotees, they only want to do two things. Dancing and kirtan and prasadam. These two things are there, they are happy. So yeah, because dancing is kind of your, spontaneous ecstasy. If you feel really blissful, you want to actually jump. You want to. I had, several times for material, gain also I jumped. So when you have spiritual bliss, how can you can stop yourself from jumping? Anyway, so today we have, a topic in mind, which is related to Srimati Maya Devi. Because right now we are on the culmination of Pitri Paksha. So from tomorrow, Devi Paksha is beginning. So many devotees will be fasting and will be doing Navratri Vrat. Bengalis will be performing Durga Puja. So these are all related to Mata Durga. Durga is the representation of Maya Shakti. So today our topic is mainly actually based on Srimati Maya Devi. In fact, we'll try to discuss her, contribution in her life. How can we actually take her shelter and get help from her to get rid of her influence. So those kind of things, yeah. So Mataji, can you please put, Srimad Bhagavatam 2:9-34, which is one of the prime verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, thank you. So we'll read it first. Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmana mayang yatha bhasa yatha tamaha. Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmana mayang yatha bhasa yatha tamaha. Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmana mayang yatha bhasa yatha tamaha. A volunteer.
Rite artman yat pratiyeta.
Rite artham yat pratiyeta.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Na pratiyeta chatmani.
Tad vidyad atmano mayam.
Tad vidyadatmano mayam.
Yata basso yata tamaha.
Yatha bhasa yatha tamaha.
Riteratham yatha pratiyeta
Rityartham yat pratiyeta
na pratiyeta chatmani
na pratiyeta chatmani
tadvidyadatmano mayam
tad vidyadatmano mayam
yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
Riteratmam yat parityeta
Rityartham yat pratiyeta
na pratiyeta chatmani
na pratiyeta chatmani
tad vidyet atmano mayam
tad vidyat atmano mayam
yatha bhasyo yatha tamaha.
yatha bhasa yatha tamaha.
Riteartham yat pratiyeta
Rityartham yat pratiyeta
na pratiyeta chatmani
na pratiyeta chatmani
tad vidyadatmano mayam
tad vidyat atmano mayam
yatha bhaso yatha tamaha.
yatha bhaso yatha tamaha. Rite, without, artham, value, yat, that which, pratiyeta, appears to be, na, not, pratiyeta, appears to be, cha, and, atmani, in relation to me, tat, that, vidyat, You must know. Atmana, my, mayam, illusory energy. Yatha, just as. Avashaha, the reflection. Yatha, as. Tamaha, the darkness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. We can actually read together again. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. Purport. In the previous verse, it has already been concluded that in any stage of the cosmic manifestation, its appearance, its sustenance, its growth, its interactions of different energies, its deterioration and its disappearance, all has its basic relation with existence of the personality of Godhead. And as such, whenever there is forgetfulness of this prime relation with the Lord, and whenever things are accepted as real without being related to the Lord, that conception is called a product of the illusory energy of the Lord. Because nothing can exist without the Lord, it should be known that the illusory energy is also an energy of the Lord. The right conclusion of dovetailing everything in relationship with the Lord is called Yogamaya, or the energy of union. And the wrong conception of detaching a thing from its relationship with the Lord is called the Lord's Devi Maya or Mahamaya. Both the Mayas also have connections with the Lord because nothing can exist without being related to Him. As such, the wrong conception of detaching relationship from the Lord is not false but illusory. Misconceiving one thing for another thing is called illusion. For example, accepting a rope as a snake is illusion, but the rope is not false. The rope as it exists in the front of the illusion person is not at all false, but the acceptance is illusory. Therefore, the wrong conception of accepting this material manifestation as being divorced from the energy of the Lord is illusion, but it is not false. And this illusory conception is called the reflection of the reality in darkness of ignorance. Anything that appears as apparently not being produced out of my energy is called Maya. The conception that the living entity is formless or that the Supreme Lord is formless is also illusion. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.12, it was said by the Lord in the midst of the battlefield that the warriors standing in front of Arjuna himself, and even the Lord had all existed before. They were existing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and they would all continue to be individual personalities in the future also, even after the annihilation of the present body, and even after being liberated from the bondage of material existence. In all circumstances, the Lord and the living entities are individual personalities, and the personal features of both the Lord and living beings are never abolished. Only the influence of the illusory energy, the reflection of light in the darkness, can by the mercy of Lord be removed. In the material world, the light of the sun is also not independent, nor is that of the moon. The real source of light is the Brahmajyoti, which diffuses light from the transcendental body of the Lord. And the same light is reflected in varieties of light: the light of the sun, the light of the moon, the light of fire, or the light of electricity. So the identity of the self as being unconnected with the Supreme Self, the Lord, is also illusion, and the false claim, I am the Supreme, is the last illusory snare of the same Maya or the external energy of the Lord. The Vedanta Sutra in the very beginning affirms that everything is born from the Supreme, and thus, as explained in the previous verse, all individual living entities are born from the energy of the Supreme Living Being, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma himself was born from the energy of the Lord, and all other living entities are born from the energy of the Lord through the agency of Brahma. None of them has any existence without being dovetailed with the Supreme Lord. The independence of the individual living entity is not real independence, but is just the reflection of the real independence existing in the Supreme Being, the Lord. The false claim of supreme independence by the conditioned souls is illusion, and this conclusion is admitted in this verse. Actually, we can stop here or pause here because a lot of informations. We have to digest something. It's a big purport because, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4 verses are considered as the seed verses. Seed, or what is that? Chatushloki Bhagavatam, yeah. Who knows everything but he keeps quiet. Anyways, so there are Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita also, so Chatushloki Bhagavatam. So this is the second verse of the Chatushloki Bhagavatam. So we'll actually do the auspicious prayers and then we can do some discussion and then again we'll go through the purport. We can actually recite together the Mangalachan prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayang Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sa Padantikam Bande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitvam Tam Sajivam Swadvaitang Savadhutam Parijana Sahitang Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhannitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kipa Sindhu Bayevacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Nama Namaha Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukhaṁ karoti vachalam Bangam langayatem girim Yatkripatamaham bande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Yeah, so, to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, there are different tattvas. Because tattva means actually truth, or you can say even absolute truth. Means absolute truth is, like if you consider everything absolute truth, that may be a little bit also misguiding. But absolute truth means like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from Him everything manifests. But there is relation between, Supreme Personality of Godhead and the things we see, or, things which exist, or different personalities which exist, or different even emotions exist. There is relation. That's why, tattva, truth is very important to understand or to know. So Maya Devi or Maya Tattva is one of the important tattvas. There are, the tattva of the Ishwar Tattva, Krishna Tattva or Ishwar Tattva. There is tattva of, we call also Pancha Tattva, there's 5 manifestations of the Supreme Lord. There is Radha Tattva, there is Prema Tattva, there is Rasa Tattva, how to experience the rasa with the Lord. There is Dhama Tattva, the truth about the Dham, like what you have to do or how you have to approach the Dham. There is Nama Tattva, what are the glories of this holy name, what we should not do while chanting the holy name of the Lord. Similarly, there is also Maya Tattva, Maya Devi Tattva. There is Rudra Tattva also, we already read in Brahma Samhita, there was description in 4.8.9 that how Rudra, Shambhu, he is an expansion of the Lord, but he is not he's not Lord himself, because in Brahma Samhita later Lord Brahma explains that how the milk transforms into yogurt, even though originally it is from milk, yogurt, but it's not milk itself. I mean, it cannot be revert back. When once milk transform into yogurt or curd. How do you say it? Curd, right? Yogurt, same thing, yeah. It cannot be actually transformed. So that is the relation between Shambhu and Brahma. So there is also a verse in Brahma Samhita which says, actually we want to read it, but I don't know how, if the time allows. So there is identification, or the activities of Maya is also described in Brahma Samhita. So in this verse, Lord is explaining, in the previous verse, in the preceding verse, just before this one, he was explaining. Actually, you can get a Jafu Prabhu, I think those things, that will be helpful for you to actually sit on. Yeah, those things, yeah. So, in the previous verse, Prabhu was, the Supreme Personality of God was telling that, aham evasam evagre nanyad yad asat yat sadasat param pascha deham yadetachi yoho visheshvate sahasyam. So, whatever you see, in front of you, surrounding you, everything is actually coming from me. And I am the beginning of everything. Aham evasam evagre. And then he is telling that rite artham yat pratiyata na pratiyata chatmani tad vidyat atmana mayam yatha bhasa yatha tamaha. Whatever you see, whatever you feel, if you cannot make connection that thing with me, that is Maya. So if you make a connection of everything with Krishna, then it is not Maya. But if you think separately, then it is Maya. So it is said that Maya always resides with Krishna, but not in front of Krishna, because Maya cannot associate with Krishna. She always resides behind Krishna, Maya Devi. So whenever because if we go behind Krishna, we don't see Krishna, right? He is present everywhere, but we don't have the eye. But if we go behind Krishna, means like we are forgetful of Krishna, then Maya will be appearing, not Krishna energy. So here Krishna, Prabhupada in the purport, he is telling actually Maya is kind of in the reflection of the original energy. Krishna has mainly three energy. Parasya Saktir Vivideva Shriyate Savavika Kriya Jnana Valamcha. Means Krishna's energy automatically manifests and they conduct the activities automatically. He doesn't have to direct, you do it. No, it actually automatics manifesting. Like Karna Dakshay Vishnu, he is sleeping. He is also an expansion of Shankarshan who is coming from Krishna. He is sleeping and from his pore automatically, all the universes are created as the, the sweat, which generates in our body automatically if we just, not automatically, but there's some heat also, but no, actually it generates automatically also, sometimes we don't perceive. There are like a small, sweat also. So it automatically generates, he doesn't have to say, you now, manifest. No, he doesn't have to. There is a procedure also, like, everything remains in Mahat Tattva and he just glances on that Mahat Tattva indirectly. He doesn't say like, you do it. And by his glance, it gets energized. A kind of induction process. Anyways, so here it says that those Krishna's energies are qualified as para and apara. Para means the chit potency, the original, the spiritual energy, and then apara, the energy which actually creates or manifests this material world. So it is said that the energy, the chit potency or original energy can be divided into three parts. One is Sambit energy, one is Sandini energy. Actually the first is Sandini, one is Sambit, and then Ladini. The Sandini energy, it actually manifests the spiritual world. All the things happening in the spiritual world. This temple is spiritual, so this is actually an expansion of Sandini potency, you can say that. Even though it is created with material elements. So the Lord's body, it's also a manifestation of Sandini energy. And the Lord of the Sandini energy is Lord Balaram, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mode of servitorship. So he wants to manifest everything for Krishna's pastimes. Be it in this material world when he creates his pastimes, be it in the temple, or be it in the spiritual world. Then comes the Sambit potency, the potency of consciousness, which actually, the energy which directs or makes the intelligence to create things. So this can be also material, can be spiritual. Material means like when we want to create anything materially, we need intelligence. Not everybody can. That's why engineers or certified people, they sign for your house, they sign for the road, because they are responsible and people has trust in their intelligence. No, what they are doing, it's authentic. So that intelligence also comes from Krishna, but spiritual intelligence drives people towards Krishna, and material intelligence sometimes maybe making an obstacle to approach Krishna, because we become puffed up. So first is like the material creation and spiritual creation, that is the manifestation of Sandini Shakti. I did not say actually material creation. So there is a perverted reflection of Sandini Shakti, is the material manifestations. Like some of the things we use, we don't connect it to Krishna. Just like sometimes we ride a bus for for some activities which are not connected to Krishna. That may be kind of a perverted reflection of original Sandini Shakti. And then Chit potency, like the intelligence we don't use in the service of Krishna, that can be also considered a perverted reflection. Then comes the Aladini Shakti. So in the Supreme Lord, his only job is to enjoy with his devotees. He doesn't have any job. Like Krishna doesn't have anything. That's why he's carrying a flute. He doesn't carry any sword or any other weapon. Or even in his form as Lord Narasimha, he has Sudarshan Chakra. That's a different form. But in his original blissful form, means like that is also a blissful form. But my point is like Krishna as the source of all incarnation, his only duty is to enjoy with his devotees. And he manifests in different expansion to make like variegated relationship with his devotees. That's it. So that in Aladini potency, Krishna enjoys. He enjoys in different way. But we also enjoy, right? Perverted way. We want to eat nicely. Like I had an invitation at a devotee's home yesterday. I had a lot of prasadam, but that's prasadam. Somehow connected to Krishna, even though it satiated my senses also. So we do, we go here and there for amusement also, because sometimes we get exhausted with our office work. So we need to actually take a respite, take a break from what we are doing. So these are kind of perverted, because we cannot connect with these things too. So one time my Guru Maharaj was visiting Middle East, one of the Middle East countries. He preaches there very often. So he was visiting. So one devotee was telling that there is a kind of desert ride, desert car ride, a special desert car, which goes very fast and very fun, thrilling. So the devotee was telling, like, Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, I have a special pass for that, ride. If you want to do that, I can actually, make arrangement for that. So the servants, they were excited. Okay, we want to go. It's a very good opportunity. It will be relaxed for us. So the Guru Maharaj was thinking. He did not give any answer at that point. Later, again, he was asked that, we want to go there. Then Guru Maharaj was telling, no, I could not actually connect it to Krishna. I don't see any, connection with that amusement ride with, my service to Krishna. But same, Guru Maharaj, I saw him, going to Universal Studio. He went to Disney World also, because he wanted to actually build a, a special TOVP planetarium, Vedic planetarium, which will actually give a 3D experience of the, of a person's journey from this material world to spiritual world. So he wanted to see, what are the things are available, or what are the technologies, or he wanted to perceive it in perspective of current technology, current things in place in different amusement parks. So he could connect that thing. I was present. In front of me actually this thing happened. Universal Studio. I was outside. I didn't have the pass, but I was waiting for him. So that thing he could connect. Even though, activities are almost same, right? Some external personality will see, oh, that person is going to amusement park. Oh, it's for amusement only. Because Universal Studio, you don't go for devotional purpose, usually. But he was going for, different purpose. So, externally, so that is the difference. So, I wanted to come to that point. That externally, a devotee's activity and a, mundane or materialistic activity persons can be different. Can be same. Externally, like like devotees go to office, they eat prasadam, they dance, they sing, they hear music, everything, same thing. But the purpose of devotee and the purpose of the materialistic person is different. So that's why Vaisheshika Maharaj says, like, it doesn't matter what you do. It matters, how you do it, What is the intention? What is actually motivating you to do it? So that actually makes the difference. And that's why sometimes, that external renunciation or, false renunciation cannot be actually considered as a devotion, because you may be doing it for your own, purpose or own satisfaction. Anyway, so now we have discussed about, that reflection. Now let's, Yes, Mataji. Mataji asking question.
In your class, Prabhu. Definitely. Thank you so much for choosing such a wonderful topic, because I was just, thinking about that and talking about Maya in this particular verse. So you had mentioned that Lord Balram is the master of the Lord of Sandini,
Sakti.
because he's in the mood of serving Krishna and wants to build everything
Correct.
for him. So who are the lords for the other two?
So Chit Sakti is Krishna himself is the original source of, that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said Shiksha Guru Keta Mani Mohanta Swarup, like one is Krishna himself and another one is the Mahabhagavat, is the manifestation of the Shiksha Guru. So Krishna is the origin of all kinds of knowledge. Even Lord Brahma, he got knowledge from Krishna. In the Brahma Samhita was telling he just gave that mantra and everything manifested through that mantra, everything. So Krishna is the embodiment of Chit Sat potency and Radharani is the embodiment of Alladini Shakti. Krishna cannot even match what Radharani experienced. That's why he has to come in the mood of Srimati Radharani. He cannot match that when he's actually the enjoying potency or he's the Saktiman. Because Shakti is Srimati Radharani. So she has to approach through her or approach in her mood to... Oh, by the way, I did not mention that, another place where Lord Chaitanya stayed eternally, right? Fifth one is Gambhira. It's the most confidential place. He's always present there. He's always present there. The person has to feel it or see it. Yeah, anyways, so these are the three, manifestations. So I wanted to actually give two examples of, this Chaya Shakti. So before giving that example, let's, read that verse from Brahma Samhita. Mataji, I gave you like two verses from Brahma Samhita, right? One is 541, I think. 541, 544, yeah. We just read this, yeah. Mataji, please go from Vedas because we want to read like translation also along with. I highly recommend it, if you have time. So please read these four verses, 933 to 936. These are like very important verses. And Prabhupada gave the verses which Prabhupada gave like very elaborate verses. They are mainly related to tattvas. In fifth chapter of Adi Lila, he gave like 14 pages, 13 pages, put full of tattvas. Second canto and third canto. Yeah, it is 541. Oblique. Yeah, there will be an oblique. Yeah. Yeah. So you can recite together because everybody knows. Maya hiyasya jagadanda satani sute traigunya tadvishaya veda vitaya mana sattva valambi parasvatva visuddha sattvam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Translation, please. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is the absolute substantive principle, being the ultimate entity in the form of the support of all existence, whose external potency embodies the threefold mandal qualities, namely Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and diffuses the Vedic knowledge regarding the mundane world. Yeah, purport. Purport given by His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. The active mundane quality of Rajas bring forth or generates all mundane entities. By the way, Rajas is related to Sandini Sakti, or the perverted reflection of Sandini Sakti. The quality of Sattva, mundane manifest principle, in conjunction with Rajas stands for the maintenance of the existence of entities that are so produced. And the qualities of Tamas represents the principle of distraction. The substantive principle, which is mixed with the threefold mundane qualities, is mundane, while the unmixed substance is transcendental. The quality of eternal existence is the principle of absolute entity. The person whose proper form abides in that essence is alone unalloyed entity, non-mundane, supermundane, and free from all mundane quality. He is cognitive bliss. It is the deluding energy who has elaborated the regulative knowledge bearing on the threefold mundane quality. So, So it is said, when you have you seen the form of Durga Devi? Alex Prabhu may not have seen, but Durga Devi, who is representation of Maya, he has like 10 hands, and each of the hands there are different types of weapons, right? Actually, we will read. Mataji, go to 44 verse. Actually, that clears the things which has been discussed here. Yeah, 44. Yeah. Srishti sthite pralaya sadhana sakti reka chaye vayasya bhuvanani vibharti durga itchanuramapi yasyasya chestate sa govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami itchanurupamapi yasya chestate sa. Yeah, please go to the translation, Mataji. The external potency Maya, who is the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, is worshipped by all people as Durga, the creating, preserving and destroying agency of this mundane world. I adore the primeval Lord, Govinda, in accordance with whose will Durga conducts herself. So Durga cannot do anything by herself. Everything is actually directed by Krishna. Purport: the aforesaid presiding deity of Devi Dham is being described. So this is called a Devi Dham, the fortress of Mother Durga. The word in which Brahma takes his stand and hymns the Lord of Gokula is Devi Dham, consisting of the 14 walls, and Durga is its presiding deity. She is 10-armed, representing the tenfold fruitive activities. There are different types of fruitive activities. Everything you want to do, everything you want to achieve in this material world, you have to do through some kind of fruitive activities, and it is categorized in Karma Kanda section of Vedas, like what are the activities and what gives what result. So this tenfold fruitive activities. She rides on the lion, which representing her heroic prowess. She tramples down Mahishasura, representing the subduer of vices, means like all the bad qualities. She is the mother of 2 sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha, representing beauty and success. She is placed between Lakshmi and Saraswati, representing mundane opulence and mundane knowledge. She is armed with the 20 weapons, representing the various pious activities enjoined by the Vedas for suppression of vices. She holds the snake, representing the beauty of destructive time, Kala Sarpa. Such is Durga, possessing all these manifold forms. Durga is possessed of Durga, which means a prison house. When Jivas begotten of the marginal potency, Tadastha Shakti, forget the service of Krishna, they are confined in the mundane prison house, the citadel of Durga. Citadel or citadel? Citadel. Okay. The wheel of karma is the instrument of punishment at this place. The work of purifying these penalized jivas is the duty devolved upon Durga. She is incessantly engaged in discharging the same by the will of Govinda. When luckily the forgetfulness of Govinda on the part of imprisoned jivas is remarked by them, by coming in contact with self-realized souls, and their natural aptitude for the loving service of Krishna is aroused, Durga herself then becomes the agency of their deliverance by the will of Govinda. So it behooves everybody to obtain the guileless grace of Durga, the mistress of this prison house, by propitiating her with the selfless service of Krishna. The boons received from Durga in the shape of wealth, property, recovery from illness of wife and sons should be realized as the deluding kindness of Durga. The mundane physical jubilations of Dasa Mahavidya, the 10 goddess or forms of Durga, are elaborated for the delusion of the fettered souls of this world. Jiva is a spiritual atomic part of Krishna. When he forgets his service of Krishna, he is at once deflected by the attracting power of Maya in this world, who throws him into the whirlpool of mundane fruitive activity, karma, by confining him in a gross body constituted by the 5 material elements, their 5 attributes and 11 senses, resembling the garb of a prisoner. In this whirlpool, Jiva has experience of happiness and miseries, heaven and hell. Beside this, there is a subtle body consisting of the mind, intelligence and ego inside the gross body. By means of the subtle body, the jiva forsakes one gross body and takes resource to another. The jiva cannot get rid of the subtle body full of nations and evil desires unless and until he is liberated. On getting rid of the subtle body, he bathes in the Viraja and goes up to Haridham. Such are the duties performed by Durga in accordance with the will of Govinda. In the Bhagavata Shloka, Virajamanya Durdiya, the relationship between Durga and the conditioned souls has been described. Durga, worshipped by the people of this mundane world, is the Durga described about. But the spiritual Durga, mentioned in the mantra, which is the outer covering of the spiritual realm of the Supreme Lord, is the eternal maidservant of Krishna and is therefore the transcendental reality whose shadow, the Durga of this world, functions in this mundane world as her maidservant. Very nice. So, yes, Mataji.
So the Durga that Vyasadeva saw in his meditation, which Durga is that? It's the one, the spiritual one?
So Durga is, Yogamaya, also Mahamaya. So the Durga which connects to Krishna, that's Yogamaya. So in his meditation, he was connecting to Krishna. So it's of course Yogamaya because it was, facilitating him to, reach to Krishna. And Krishna in his also pastimes also, Yogamaya needs to cover the knowledge of the devotees to, make the pastimes sweet. So she has two manifestations. Even in Subhadra Maya, she has both manifestations. Some acharyas told that, Subhadra Maya is manifestation of Mahamaya. Some told even that she is manifestation of Yogamaya. But we should actually consider him both service, for both service because she has eternal relationship with Krishna in the spiritual world also. Anyways. So what I was thinking, so the Chaya Vaisya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga. So Durga is like the Chaya. So Durga means, that Durga, fortress. She is the prison houser, the jail keeper of the prison, or the jail super of the prison house. Anyways, I wanted to say one thing, which I forgot now. So here it was described that, the Durga has 10. So Durga, the whole, the manifestation of Durga Devi is the representation of this material world. So it is already said, 10 hands represent Dasa Mahavidya, different types of, knowledge, different types of fruitive activities, which gives you different types of result. And then the Asura represents, the demon represent, our vices, our bad qualities. And the lion, which is actually scratching the Asura, the demon, if you see the deity, that is the prowess. Like we are trying to actually protest it, but we cannot. Sometimes like our weakness of heart, it gives up and we fall victim of, of our own, vices. So that is the thing. And then Kartika. So if you want to perform a sacrifice, you need actually Kshatriya Shakti, the prowess of a Kshatriya. That's why, when Vasishta Muni was feeling difficulties to perform his yagya, he called Lord Ram, help me, because I cannot do it without your Kshatriya. He was very powerful, he could chant mantras. But this is the norm, that, Kshatriya should protect. That's why, one should reside in a good king's place, because he can protect all classes of people, especially Brahmanas and those, women and children. Those should be protected, and the old people, they should be protected at all times. They are very, valuable. Anyways, so Kshatriya Shakti is represented by Kartika. And Ganadevata, or Lord Ganesha, he is the representative of the power of people. Right? People, how does he look like? Ganadevata, he's very heavy, right? He's very healthy. But what he rides? He rides a mouse. Practically, it is not possible. But that mouse represents all the, this worker class like us. Those who work for people, and the top person, he gets benefits. The CEO, he owns 50% of the company's share. We are working like mouse, and he is getting the big share. So Ganadevata represents that thing. Because if you want to perform a yagya, there should be someone who will be leading it, who will actually, kind of also getting the benefit. Like, people are supplying all the resources to the king. He is performing yagya, he is getting the fruit. He is getting all the boons. He is getting all the opulences. Those kind of things. Yeah, it's actually. But the small contribution that makes a difference. But not everybody can be in that position of Ganadevata. But it's needed. It's needed for the yagya. Then comes, the opulence. You want to offer something with the yagya, right? What you'll offer? Your opulence, your grains, your resources. That comes from Mother Lakshmi. Means like the material, Mother Lakshmi, she gives material opulences also. And then Saraswati, material knowledge. You need to chant Vedic hymns. You need to understand what you have to do. You cannot do something like, that Vishwarupa did, Trashta, his father. What is it? Indra Shatru, Vivardhana. That Vivardhana, because of the rhythm, I think he's chanted in Anushtup Chanda or Trishtup Chanda. It's supposed to be the other way, like Anushtup and Trishtup in between. He has to. Anyways, so you can be, you need some intelligence, that knowledge, material knowledge. So these 4 personalities constitute that thing. So if you consider Mother Durga as, the pillar, what is that pillar? Pillar is Janma. It's like if you are born in a leader's family, most likely you will be a leader. If you are born in a very rich family, most likely you will be rich all throughout your life. You don't have to go to school to be rich. Those who are like, born in billionaires family. So Janma, that, kind of Lord Ganesha is, representing. So that is one pillar. Then Aishwarya, which is Mother Lakshmi. If you have riches, you can buy anything in this world, even the government. Then Shruti. Shruti means knowledge. Here comes Mother Saraswati. And then Shri, beauty, which comes from Kartik. Also Kshatriya Shakti also comes from Kartik. So these 4 are the pillar of the material world. If you have these 4, or even to some extent, you are considered as successful. But in spiritual world, there is no value for these things unless we are connecting all of this to Krishna, in the service of Krishna. There is no harm in being, opulent. No harm being fame. No harm being a very strong personality. But if you are not connecting it to Krishna, it's just for this lifetime only. It will not be helpful. So that's another, Chaya Shakti. These things are present in spiritual world also, right? We say Krishna is all opulent, Krishna is all strengthful, Krishna is all knowledge. Aishwarya, Birya, Sri, Jnana, Vairagya. One is missing. Yash, fame, yeah. He has everything in full quantity. That is spiritual, and we cannot emulate that also. That's one thing. Now actually let's discuss, the Chaya Shakti, how this perverted reflection works. So, Mataji, let's go to 15.1 and 15.3.4. We read these verses. Bhagavad Gita. So, this knot. You have any question, Prabhu? So, this knot of this material want attachment, this like we have, time, from time immemorial we took birth. In the purport also Srila Prabhupada was mentioning that Nate Vahan Jatunasya 212 verse, that we are time immemorially, we have the existence from time immemorial, means like from Anadi time. So we develop the attachment with different matters, different kinds of material things over the time, and that created this this a big banyan tree, and it has like many roots which actually now intertwined, and it went so far down that we don't know actually where is its actually root, and how I can actually cut that root. Root means like the attachment for these material things. So first verse says, this is very important verse, like this chapter, whole chapter is important. 15.1, Mataji, first go 15.1, then we will say like, that, yeah. Because this, we'll just read translation, yeah. We'll just read translation, Mataji. Go to translation, please. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose lips are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. So usually if you see the reflection of a tree, what is there? Like, the roots will be near to you, and the downwards it will be, the top portion, right? So Krishna is telling that this is the material world. The Vedic hymns are everything, kind of a forwarded reflection of the original knowledge or original source. Now go to 3-4, Mataji. So now Krishna is telling, next 3-4 verses. Yeah, I can actually read this one also. Yeah, you can read this one also. We'll read just translation. Yeah, you can read translation, Mataji. Yeah. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can. Someone's like, we can see only the reflection. The real form is the spiritual world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Yeah. So if you are like detached from this material world, like really detached means you can understand, the relation between this material world and the spiritual world and Krishna with you, then you can feel actually real detachment, that you can feel like, okay, what I should actually accept and what I should reject. Thereafter, one must seek that place from which, having gone, one never returns, and there surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything began and from whom everything has extended since time immemorial. So, yeah, I think I'm going so fast. Let's take a breath. So, in this regard, so we already have discussed about the perverted reflection. There are two instances we can actually discuss from the Shastra. One instance, which Lord Chaitanya described in Madhya Lila when he was traversing in South India. So there was a Brahman who Lord Chaitanya came across in a place, I think near Madurai. It's called Southern Mathura that time. It's right now is known as Madurai. So Madurai is known for Meenakshi temple, right? Lord Rudra is the presiding deity there. So Madurai, Meenakshi, Kanchi, Kamakshi, and Kashi Vishalakshi. These are the three very, very famous and old Mata Durga's temples. Anyways, so he was residing there, but he was a very pure Ram Bhakta. Very, very high class Ram Bhakta. So when he saw Lord Chaitanya, he was very attracted. And he asked him to take lunch at his house. So sannyasis are supposed to take lunch only in Brahmana's house. So Lord Chaitanya, okay, I will take, because he could understand this is a very high class devotee. So when he reached, after taking bath in his midday, when he reached there, the Brahmana did not cook anything. He was in ecstasy. He told Lord Chaitanya, hey, what's happening? You invited me to come, but you have not cooked anything. Hey, what you are telling, Maharaj? I am living in forest. Things are not available here. I asked Lakshmana to bring all the ingredients, then Sita will cook. Lord Chaitanya was amazed to see his ecstasy. He was residing in Lord Ram's pastimes completely, in the pastimes of Lord Ram, where he was residing in the forest in Chitrakoot, and Lakshmana used to actually do the daily, accumulation of vegetables and roots and leaves, and Mata Sita used to cook. So he was absorbed completely in that mood. Then Lord Chaitanya, after some time he came into his consciousness, and he hastily, very, very hastily he cooked. And Lord Chaitanya took prasadam at 3 p.m., around 3 p.m. In Purport Srila Prabhupada mentioning that 3 p.m. he took prasadam. Anyways, then what happened, he was very morose. While serving, usually what happens when you invite someone, you become blissful, especially when a very exalted personality, and Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So he should be very, blissful, but he was not. He was very morose. And Lord Chaitanya asked, hey, what happened to you? You are not even taking prasadam after I am done, because usually grihasthas are supposed to take after the sannyasi. But, and you are feeling very, dejected. What happened to you? Then he told I cannot live in this body. It feels like, I want to jump to fire. I want to give up my life. Because it's so painful for me to see that Mata Sita is being touched by Ravana, a demon. How can that happen? Then Lord Chaitanya was telling, hey, don't worry. That did not happen ever. Mata Sita was never touched by Ravana. The thing which was touched by Ravana, that is a Maya Sita. That is a reflection of Mata Sita. Okay, so these are this Tattva and the practical representation of Tattva. That reflection can be also very potent, or reflection cannot be so easily understood also. It can be perceived as the real. Anyways, so then he was telling that, when even Ravana did not have the quality to see Mother Sita, because aprakrito bostu nahi pakrito gochar, the person who has a materialistic view, he cannot see any transcendental thing. Like, it's very difficult to understand that Krishna is present here. we will see only, oh, Krishna is a form, it's a statue, yeah. But those who has like real, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana, those whose eyes are anointed with the love, they can see Krishna here. They can see Krishna dancing. Even Krishna can even smile to them, or I don't know what he will do based on their mood. But they can see actually, because somebody who is in a very elevated stage of mind, he can connect with Krishna immediately at any circumstance. And when he's present in his form as Madan Mohan, he will definitely. But for us it's difficult, right? Anyways, so it was not perceived by him. He was thinking, oh, I see Sita. Ravana could not perceive it. So what happened when Ravana approached, because it was necessary for the pastime that Ravana would abduct Mother Sita, and she would stay there for 1 year in his forest, Ashoka forest. So she actually called upon Agni Dev. He told she told that Agni Dev, you come now. I have to take your shelter. I have to disguise myself, and you have to create a Chaya Sita. So that happened in the background, and she dissolved in the fire, and Chaya Sita came out of that Agni. So Lord Chaitanya was describing this, that these things happen, but he was not completely convinced. But he took prasadam. He was thinking, yeah, maybe, but in the Ramayana it doesn't say. He was telling like in Valmiki Ramayana it doesn't say. So Mahaprabhu wanted to give him a reference, because this is also another teaching of Mahaprabhu, that even though Supreme Personality of Godhead is saying it, but still we have to get the what is that substantiation from Sadhu and Shastra. He is the ultimate guru, right? Absolute guru is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But sometimes still, to make a point, there can be, that's important always to associate with devotees. Because we cannot understand his instruction directly sometimes, most of the times. Otherwise you will be devotee by reading Bhagavad Gita. Very difficult, right? Anyway, so he went to visit another place, I think down south, and he came across, I think Rameshwaram. He visited Rameshwaram, and he came across that Kurma Puran, where devotees were actually discussing this same subject matter, and they were referencing Kurma Puran. Then Lord Chaitanya actually, when he traveled back, he was very excited, and he showed it to him that, in the Kurma Puran here it says that, that is Mada Sita is Maya Sita, Chaya Sita, original, not original personality. So you don't have to be morose again. And he started jumping, oh, my Mada Sita was not touched by that demon Ravan. He was very ecstatic. This is the mood of a devotee also. Anyways, this is one reference that that Chaya thing can exist, and it can be bewildering. We can consider it as true. The second example from Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, we see the pastimes of Pururva. Pururva is the son of Aila. So there is a family lineage. 9th canto is all about family lineage. So from Lord Brahma comes Atri. From Atri comes Soma. Soma is the moon god. From Soma comes Buddha. Buddha comes Aila or Pururva. So this is the relationship. So he was a very, very valorous king. He was the king of the whole universe. And he helped even Lord Indra to conquer the demons. Helped him in many, many battles. So he was so valorous and so beautiful that he was approached by Urvashi, who is a celestial damsel. Celestial dancer. She was created by Naranarayan Rishi, actually Lord Narayan, from his thigh. That's why he's called Urvashi. So she was so beautiful, cannot be matched by any of the material beauty or anything. That's why it's called celestial beauty. But also her beauty is nowhere near to the beauty of any of the Lakshmi Matas. That's the different topic. So Urvashi, she was attracted. There was a curse actually why she was attracted to a human being. But it so happened that she was attracted, and she asked that, can you give me your association? Pururva. And Pururva was also enchanted by her beauty. Wow, so beautiful. Because she's celestial and she's the topmost. So Urvashi told, yes, I will associate with you, and I will actually stay with you for some time. But I have two conditions. One condition, that you will not see me any time without clothes. And you have to protect my 2 lamps. She had 2 lamps. I don't know why it was so important for her. It was a kind of out of so many things. Anyways, but by the will of providence, it happened that both of things happened on the same day. That he did not take care, and she also asked for everything cooked to be in the ghee, those things, and as secondary things. But these are the two main clauses. So some or other, by the will of providence, she had to leave because he saw him without clothes. That was also the plot of the celestial demigods, because they were devoid of her association, because demigods, they are enjoying her association so much that they felt like now it is time to take her back. Now Purva, when she left, she was very actually morose. He felt like, oh, my life is actually doomed. I'm without her is just zero. So he was traversing here and there, and somehow or other in Kurukshetra, when he was there, he met Urvashi again. Urvashi was there. Then Urvashi told, oh, if you want to get me again, you actually pray to Gandharvas. You do sadhana to Gandharvas. Hare Krishna. So he started, praying or doing sadhana or bhajana for the Gandharvas, and Gandharvas were very pleased. Then they told, okay, we'll fulfill your desire. We'll give you a person, Urvashi. But actually it is not Urvashi, it's a reflection of Urvashi. They did not mention it. They gave actually Agnisthali, a person called name Agnisthali to him. He was first, he thought like, oh, this is Urvashi, I got Urvashi. But after some time, because he was also a very powerful personality, he could understand this is not the original personality. And then he was lamenting, hey, what I'm doing, I'm so bad, I'm just thinking that this material body, this material enjoyment is the source of everything. Yeah, this is very helpful. Then some or other he understood that. So that chaya was so potent that initially he couldn't understand. So this is another example that chaya can be very bewildering for all of us. So these are the two examples I have given about thing. Now let's discuss about something what Mayadevi does to devotees and what Mayadevi does to non-devotees, right? Devotee means like those who are devoted to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Non-devotees are not. So there is a verse given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I could not memorize it, sorry, but I can read it to you. So it says, Kulo Devi Jogomaya More Kripa Kori Aboron Shamboribe Tumi Vishwatori Shuneshi Agamote Mohima Tomaro Sri Krishna Bimokhe Dhori Korao Sangsaro শ্রীকৃষ্ণ সাম্মুখ্য যার ভাগ্যক্রমে হয় তারে মুক্তি দিয়া করো অশোক অভয়. In the purport also Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur is telling the same thing. So he is telling, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying, কুলদেবী যোগমায়া মোরে কৃপা করি আবরণ সম্বরিবে তুমি বিশ্বতরি. So this material world is kind of a covering, because it doesn't actually make us connect, because if you go to a spiritual world, any of the world, you can connect to Krishna directly. There is no covering. There is no the bhikkhep or like induction of these triguna, three material energies, rajas, tamas and sattva, the mode of goodness, mode of passion, or mode of ignorance. There is no bhikkhep of that. There is no induction of that. It's actually direct. You can directly approach Krishna because you are situated in Vasudeva Tattva or Suddha Sattva. But in this world it is covered. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying, Kulo Devi means like everybody, most of the clan or most of the family in India, like especially the Brahmin families, they have one home deity or family deity, and most of the cases, in most of the cases, family deity is Mata Durga or her expansion, or or even I know Balimardhan Prabhu's altar, if you see, there is a deity picture. I asked Prabhu, then he told like this is now Kulo Devi of our family. So usually is a manifestation of Mother Durga, because Mother Durga actually can fulfill any of your material desires, anything you want. That's why when we go to Durga Puja and we do the Durga Puja in Smarta, there are two methods of worshipping Mother Durga that will also come. So in this verse also it is explained. Anyways, I'll tell you after this, explaining this verse. So Avaran Shambharibe Tumi Vishwari. So by delivering for me this material world, you will actually take away the covering. She can do it if she is merciful to you. And there are instances also where Mother Durga actually helping people who are seriously approaching him in the mode of devotion to Krishna. Like Mother Parvati, she made sure that we get prasadam. Today we are eating prasadam. It's because Mother Parvati prayed to Lord Narayan. If you know that pastime, that's a different pastimes. Anyways, শুনেছি আগম্যতে মহিমা তোমার শ্রীকৃষ্ণ বিমুখে ধরি করাও সংসার. Agamma is a anthology of verses which actually describes, we also call this Agamani Sangeet or verses which describes the glories of Mother Durga. Different types of glories, mostly related to material world. So he's telling that glory is mostly describe that the people who are averse to Krishna, you make them enjoy this material world, Sangsar. You do them make them enjoy this material world. শ্রীকৃষ্ণ সাম্মুখ্য যার ভাগ্যক্রমে হয় তারে মুক্তি দিয়া করো অশোক অভয়. The person who is very fortunate and can get association of devotees and learn about Krishna, you deliver him and give him ashoka and abhay. There is no lamentation and no fear. You make sure that he doesn't lament or he is not fearful of this material world. He goes back to Godhead by she facilitates that. So when we actually go for Durga Puja, what we do, we pray that Jasho dehing dhanang dehing bhagyam dehi dehi me. We asking they give these things. We don't say just give things which are actually helpful for our devotion to Krishna. We don't say that. So one person, last year when I was going for the Anjali, I go every year by the way, even I chant those mantras. The person who was doing puja, he is a Vaishnava. I know him because their home deity is Govinda. They have a very old Govinda deities and he worships Narayan Shila every single day. So in the beginning of the puja, he was telling there are two methods of Durga puja. One is according to Smartas, one is Vaishnava. So Vaishnavas also worship Durga. Can anyone give example that Vaishnavas worshipping Durga? Katayani Devi, yes Mataji. Why Radharani is worshipping Durga? Why? And but their mode is different. They want to worship Durga to get association of Krishna. Anything is allowed. If you can worship also Lord Shiva. If you want to, even we worship Lord Ganesha so that he removes all the obstacles for our service to Krishna. It's not anything offensive. It's offensive if we just think like, oh, I'll get something out of him. That's offensive, and he gives, but it will anyways. So he was telling that there is a Vaishnava Mata as Mata. Then he's telling, but I think you are all looking for smarta mat, smarta way of worshipping. So I will do that because nobody is looking for Vaishnava Mat. Vaishnava Mat means like we want bhakti because she is Bhakti Devi also, representation of internal energy also. But we don't want to approach that special energy. We want to approach the reflection of that energy, which is Mahamaya Devi. So then he was chanting those mantras, which are kind of direct, supplication that give me. I have given you $1. That is our mood. Anyway, so the devotees also can worship. There is no bad. In fact, we should be aware that what Mayadevi can do, and we should pray that we don't may we never come under your clutches. May we never actually get bewildered by the influence of your three modes of energy, because she is the controller of three modes of energy. I think I wanted to say all these things. Yeah, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur, just you can actually remember, write it down. This is a very important definition of Maya Shakti. So he is telling the energy which seems to be existing without the internal energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But that energy doesn't exist by herself without that internal energy. That is called Maya energy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is defining Maya as that. So even it seems that, it is actually by itself. This world is sustaining by itself. But actually it cannot. It cannot be sustaining by itself without the influence of the internal energy of the Lord. So that energy, that perception is actually Maya energy. But if you don't perceive it, if you see that, this is also, Krishna's also part of Krishna's, manifestations, and you can actually connect all the energies you see to Krishna's service, then all can be spiritualized in this world only. So this is very subtle, very subtle. Only the perception makes the difference. You eat a fruit, but you offer it before eating, then it becomes spiritualized, right? Same fruit. You wear a shirt, Tayapa bhukta shraggandha vasa alankara charchita uchishta bhajinam dasastava mayam jamehe. To conquer the maya of the Lord, you have to actually take all the prasadams of the Lord. What? Tayapa bhukta, whatever Krishna takes, take that as prasad. Basa, basa means like the residence, right, Mataji? No, basa means actually the clothes, yeah. Alankara, the avaran, the jewels, the ornaments. Charchita means whatever is used by Krishna. Uchishta bhajanam dasa. As a servant, I am taking that as remnant of him. Then you will not be entangled by Maya. Another thing I wanted to speak, I think I am talking too much theory, but yeah, that's whatever actually. Yeah. Mataji, please go to the verse number 11, 4, 10. So there is why Maya Devi is actually doing this. Something is like, that's her service, because she is the jail keeper. She protects the people under her, clutches or her subjugation, those who are actually inside the jail. She gives everything, like we are sustaining, like we have enough, the distribution is a different topic, but we have enough riches, enough opulence in this world so that we can actually sustain. But the distribution is a different thing. So 11, 4, 19, 4, 10. So we can go to the translation. But why, demigods or things are not sometimes helpful. So the demigods place many obstacles on the path of those who worship you to transcend the temporary abodes of the demigods and reach your supreme abode. Those who offer the demigods their assigned shares in sacrificial performances encounter no such obstacles. But because you are the direct protector of your devotee, he is able to step over the head of whatever obstacle the demigods place before him. So that it's saying like, because if you are under the clutches of Maya, what you will do? You will do all the kind of fruitive activities. Means like supposed to be doing. The Vedic activities means like you will do oblations, you will do puja, right? Lord Krishna told, don't do Indra Puja. It's not necessary because Indra is not doing anything. Govardhan is giving everything to us. So do Govardhan Puja instead of Indra Puja. Indra was offended. Indra knows that, he is the supreme personality of God. Before his appearance, what did the demigods do? They went to, Shir Shagar and they were praying, oh, Shahasra Shisha Purusa, Shahasra Shahasra Pata, giving like nice hymns. Forgot. When somebody is not giving oblation or, puja to him, he was offended. So that time, what he did, he made a big problem for the Brajavasis. He poured torrential rains, which is supposed to be manifesting in the time of annihilation. It's called the Sambartaka, cloud, which makes that rain. It's the rain of annihilation. But Krishna protected, anyways. So that's a different topic. So they get bewildered. They get actually nervous. Hey, this person is not actually worshipping me. So I will create obstacle. What I will do? I will do Adi Devika Klesha, Adi Bhautika Klesha, Adhyatika Klesha, all way. Because our prana vayu is actually controlled by also different marutas, vayus. They can also create problems. Jashara Agni, there are different types of Agni. So the Agni of digestion is controlled by fire god also externally. So they can create problem for you. And then Adi Deva is also there. Then Adi Bhautika, making problems through other living entities. That can be also happening. So it is also said that trident which is being carried by Mother Durga, that also represents this Tritapa Klesha. So what does devotee do to get rid of these clutches? I'm very fast, right? I'm not getting any. Actually, let's stop here and get some reflection from all of you what you have heard so far. And then we can actually discuss a little further. Because, Mataji, I have taken notes for maybe 15 pages. It may be topic of like 7 days. Yeah, because I didn't even touch Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are many topics Lord Chaitanya discussed with Sanatana Goswami about Maya Devi. Yeah, please.
I was just thinking when you were talking about Indra, that Indra also uses a lot of Chaya Shakti.
Kind of, yeah, because he's not directly connected to Krishna. He gets into Maya sometimes. Yeah, even Lord Brahma also, because sometimes he gets bewildered. Yeah. But also that sometimes propitiates the pastime. Sometimes, because only one pastime where all the rasas manifested is the pastimes of Govardhan. Everyone actually, all rasas like Madhurya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Sakya rasa, all manifesting in the same place. So even though apparently it seems like, it was very, adverse situation for the Brajavasis, but actually, in actuality, it actually helped them to, bond with Krishna more and more. 7 days and night, he was just watching the Supreme Personality of Godhead in front of you, even though they are always remembering and, seeing the glories, but his manifestation in front of you, yeah. Just think about it, yeah.
So I was also thinking that when he comes as a sannyasi to in Prithu Maharaj's yagya, then I'm forgetting the name of one of our good speakers. He's a Rana Swami disciple, and he was saying that he came in the guise of a sannyasi. He's actually the founder acharya of
Chadva Vesha,
yeah.
Cheating religion, right, Mataji?
Yeah.
He's the founder of cheating religion. I think
so that is also Chaya potency.
Yeah, Gaurang Prabhu is also telling, I think.
Yes,
cheating. He's the origin of all cheating preacher. Anyways, yeah. Anything else you want to share? Anything you experienced about Maya Devi, and you feel like, okay, what is that, or how we can overcome that, or actually we are always experiencing that, but it's not like a solution kind of thing. Just whatever your experience you can share. Yeah, yes, Sam. Then we will go to the next part.
So I like the point that Maya Devi cannot directly associate with Krishna.
Yeah.
So she is always behind Krishna. One is either in association of Krishna, or if he is not, then he is always in association with Maya.
Yes, exactly. The thing is that the living entity's nature is to serve someone. So either you serve Krishna or you serve Maya Devi. If you don't serve Krishna, if you're serving Maya Devi, you cannot say, I don't want to serve, I will just be inactive. That Bhagavad Gita verse, what is that verse? Jatu tishtati karmagit karjati avasihi sarva pakritir jargunain. I forgot, 3.4 or something. Anyways, so it says like you cannot be, just inert. Somebody says like, I want to just, meditate on Shuno. 0. I don't want to think anything. I don't want to do anything. That's not possible. That was not possible even Satya Yoga. They used to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, if somebody is doing some service or some activities through his mind, through his body, whatever, either he is serving Krishna or he is serving Maya Devi. It cannot be like, okay, I don't serve anyone. He doesn't know that he is serving Maya Devi. Usually we serve Krishna, we know that, we are trying to serve Krishna. But Maya Devi, unconsciously we do it. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for your point. Anything else anyone wants to share? Otherwise, we'll go to the next point. So, yes, Mataji.
We actually want to hear what are in those 15.
Yeah, there are many points. Okay. Now, if you actually take shelter of Krishna, how actually Maya Devi can help you? In fact, Maya Devi can also serve you to help in Krishna's service. There are examples. So, when Haridas Thakur, when he was doing his bhajan, he was very young at the time. He was doing, I think, in Benapole. It's on the border of Bangladesh and India. It's one of the very famous land border. If somebody actually travels to Bangladesh by land, mostly he will go through that border. Yeah, that's in the southern part of Bangladesh. Anyway, and it's very close to Mayapur also. We just cross the border and it takes like 3 hours by taxi or car. So that place he was worshipping, and there is ISKCON temple there, the same place where Haridas Thakur had this pastime. So Maya Devi actually wanted to see like, how robust or how strong a person Haridas is. How he can actually resist the urges, because it is said that, those who have taken shelter of Krishna, they can actually overcome all the urges of the senses. or other way around also. Those who can overcome, they can easily take shelter of Krishna. Both are true. So she approached him at night, and she was telling that you are a young person, you are very youthful. I don't find a very beautiful, handsome young person like you anywhere nearby. So, I want your association. Please give me your association. Then Haridas Thakur was telling that I have a vow, I am a man of honor. I have a vow. I have to chant 300,000 names of Lord every single day. I am not still finished with my round. So let me chant this round, my rounds. So Mayadevi was actually listening, when he was chanting. Then, the night was over. Then she left. And then, Haridas Thakur, he did his daily chores and again started chanting. And again, when the night came next day, Mahadevi again approached. Because usually the sensual activities of that nature is performed at night, in the mode of ignorance that influences. So she again approached and she again, put her supplication before Prabhu, Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur again said same thing, that I have not done my chanting, so let me finish, then I will do whatever you need. Two nights he could not finish his round, and the night was over. Means like he finished the round by the time the night was over, and Mayadevi had to leave. Next day she again came. So now the third day she was actually very ecstatic by hearing, because Haridas Thakur was a pure devotee. So his chanting of name was with pure mood of surrender, Shuddhanam. So that touched her heart. So before that, Mayadevi was actually initiated in Ram Nam. Ram was his what is that? Ishtadev. It's like his lord of the heart, her lord of the heart. But that time she put her request that please you initiate me with Krishna Nam. You give me Krishna Nam. So then Haridas Thakur, he gave. So some of these pastimes are not much revealed, but acharyas they tell like she got Krishna Nam from Haridas Thakur. So sometimes even Maya approaches you and defeat you with her whole prowess. But if you want to if you are under the shelter of Krishna and his devotees, because sometimes you may not be strong enough, but if you are under the shelter of the devotees, they will make sure you don't fall under clutches of Maya. They will make sure, because they especially the devotees who are actually higher in consciousness than you, because they can see what is your situation. So that is one pastimes of Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So one day he was in Chaitanya Math. Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the spiritual master of His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and he is the founder of this institutional Korea teaching. He actually institutionalized it, and Srila Prabhupada expanded it, especially in Western countries, now all over the world, even in India and Asian countries as well. Yeah. So Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing his bhajan or rewriting or reading whatever in Chaitanya Math in his room. Suddenly he was rushing towards the pujari room. Girigandharvika Giridhari. Those who have visited Mayapur Dham, you saw Girigandharvika Giridhari. And he saw that just beside the pujari there are some scrap papers. It seemed like there are letters, and he immediately snatched them and started reading few lines, and then he actually kind of put them outside, and he shouted towards the pujari, you just leave this place. You are not eligible to do the puja. He was not told by anyone. He did not he was not present while the pujari was there doing the service. But in his heart it manifested that person is actually doing offense to the deities. So if you are doing any offense, because those letters are actually love letters from a from a lady, and that person is a brahmachari, pujari. She is not supposed to associate with any woman. So if he actually does offense in front of the Lord in that intimate situation, Girigandharvika Giridhari is the Ishtadeva of Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, it will be a big offense for him. He will fall down for eternity. He will not actually cover. So Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, being merciful to him, he came down and he kind of delivered him from this situation. Otherwise he could have fallen down actually more and more. He could understand that my disciple, he is actually being offensive to the Lord, and he is actually falling down. And it manifested in his heart. That's another thing. The Acharya can actually tell you what is your problem and how to actually solve it. So it's very, very important to stay under the shelter of Acharya. Very important. Like some people can say, no, Acharyas are present in book. Yeah, that's true. Book is book. But how will you understand the Vyabharika Dharma? How will you understand? Anyways, it's a different topic. So that is one example when why the Acharyas can help you from the clutches of Maya Devi. Actually, they are helping all the time, even through their chanting. When you chant, when the words we utter, that remains in the ether for the eternity, right? In Bhagavatam, in Naimisharana, why the sages assemble together to do a special yagya for 1,000 years, right, Mataji? Yeah, yeah. What is 1,000 years yagya, right? Yeah, they wanted to do a yagya which can protect people from the influence of Kali Yuga. How that can be possible? Like you do Kali Yuga is how many years? 400,000 and 432,000 years, right? And how can it be possible? Because the words, the potency of the word, it remains in the ether. So when the acharyas, they chant, that's why we should actually chant in the association of the devotees. Even if we don't understand their glories, maybe we don't understand how high his consciousness is. But if you are chanting in the association of the devotees, some of the sound may enter in your heart, and that sound may be pure. Maybe in that particular time, his mood of chanting is very pure. It can purify your heart. It can actually enter in your heart. You don't know, and it remains in the ether. So that's why some of our acharyas, they did not preach directly like Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj or Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, but they chanted in this world, in this earth. That is actually still delivering us. That is still delivering us. That is still remained in this world, and that's why people actually want to take dust. Like people used to take dust from Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and he was very stern, very strong against them. He was telling like, you all rascals, you're coming to take my dust and giving me offenses of all kinds of activities. And he's not subject to any kind of sinful activities, but he was very strong against them. Anyway, so that's how we actually can take shelter. And then when we don't have that much of association, of course, that is association of the form of deity form of the scripture form of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is there. Chaitanya Charitamrita is there. Bhagavatam is there. In one of the purport we are reading, I think in 4th canto, where it is Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that he was referring to his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told that, you have to slap the mind 100 times a day and 100 times a night. You have to slap it. Because mind, that is the, always trying to think of enjoyment or, trying to find a way to get some satisfaction, so-called perverted reflection. So, that is, he was telling like, that's why you have to slap it. Then Mokarabin Prabhu, I think in the class, he knows, but he still asked me that question that, how you can slap mind 100 times a day. Then I told him, just read what you are doing, just do what you are doing, because he reads very, strongly, and he hears the glories of the Lord. So when you hear lecture, when you are actually reading scriptures, you are actually slapping your mind. Because then mind will be pacified. No, mind, do this. This is good. This is good. This is the best thing. If you don't do that, if that association is not there, then mind can decide, oh, you go there. You go to that festival, that, game, sports game, that cinema hall. No, it's not bad. But yeah, while if you are like directed by mind all the time, it will be like really, really difficult to progress in your life. Yeah. So it is said like, this type of, that induction is kind of a perverted reflection also. Bhayam ditya aviniveshata syat ishad upatesya viparjaya sriti tan maya budhang avajetang bhakte kaeshang gurudevat atmata atmanaha. In Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, I think it was spoken by Kavi Yogendra, one of them. Anyways, yeah, Kavi Yogendra to Maharaj Nimi, that when our mind, because of this fearful nature, because our mind is actually always fearful also, it is thinking, oh, I won't be able to eat today. I have to find, as long, say for an example, you are in a place, desperate place, like I can share my experience. When I recently visited a place for for amusement. So in the back of my mind, I was thinking, what I will eat in the lunch. I have to cook now in the morning. That should be the first priority. Then I will think of where to go and how to go, because that thing mind is telling no, you have to eat. That is your first priority satisfaction. So the mind is always fearful in nature. Yeah? But this fearful is actually, it's kind of a perverted reflection also. When you take, the shelter of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, Bhakti ka yesang Guru Devatatma, you actually worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Oh, so let me actually explain that verse. Ishad upodesya viparjaya sriti. So our mind, or our remembrance actually gets spoiled completely when we disconnect our mind from the Lord. That big cave, that perverted reflection, it tries to actually distract us from the Supreme Lord. Vayam aviniveshita, and that rises from the Vayam ditya aviniveshita. Means like it's not pratham. Pratham is our thing should be attached to Krishna, but we want to actually detach it from Krishna, and we want to repose our mind to the sensual activities. Then we become forgetful of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then tanmaya atmaja budhang havajeta. This happens because we consider ourselves, or we become entangled with the illusory energy of the Lord, Maya. There also comes Maya. Bhaktika. So if you worship Bhaktika action Gurudeva Atmata, if you worship the Supreme Lord and Guru with full-hearted, like wholeheartedly, then you will get rid of that influence. It is very important verse. I think Vaisheshika Maharaj also quotes many times. So if you can understand this verse, Prabhuji, there will be a special prasadam. He has been here since 7:30. So there will be, some food also after. Yeah. So please stay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fruits. Yeah, you can actually get some fruits. Alex Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you for attending the class since beginning. So we have a special program tomorrow also from 4 p.m. It will continue till 5:30, and then 5:30 is the kirtan. Then 6 p.m. is prasadam, food, sanctified food. So please try to come for that program also. That will be much fun. This is like thank you, Hare Krishna. He is visiting for the first time our temple, and he just got introduced to Krishna consciousness 2 days back. In college preaching, I think somebody very powerful devotee preached to him, and that's why. Traveling Sangeetam, wow, they are really powerful then. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how you can actually, if you take shelter of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, you can actually defeat Mayadevi, and then Mayadevi will help you. So it is said, one Acharya was telling in his class that if you approach any of the demigods with a heart or with an intent that, you please help me to connect with Krishna or to understand Krishna consciousness, they will send someone to help you. You have to pray, right? If you don't pray, it cannot be manifested. Like Narottam Das Thakur, he cried and he asked for, blessings from Lord Chaitanya to get a guru. And then Lord Chaitanya appeared in his dream, and he told go to Vrindavan and meet Loknath Goswami, he will be your spiritual master. And Loknath Goswami at that point of time, or at any point of time, he didn't have any disciple other than Narottam Das Thakur. He's the only disciple, like Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur is the only disciple of Gaur Kishadas Babaji Maharaj. Anyways, so only disciple can make also a difference, right? You don't like thousands of disciples if that is a quality. But we also should think what is our situation. Whether we are aiding our spiritual master's service, or we are kind of making an obstacle to his service, to his Guru and Krishna. Anyways, anything, I think I can discuss some other aspects of Mayadevi also, but I think I've covered most of the things I wanted to discuss today. Anything you want to share, or you felt something about the influence of Mayadevi? I think that covers what is. Yeah, I can, in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, when Sanatana Goswami was approaching Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, he told him that, I'm very dumb person, means like I don't have any understanding of Krishna consciousness. So please, you actually teach me from the beginning, just give me basics of Krishna consciousness from the beginning. Lord Chaitanya was telling, you're an acharya. You know everything, but to teach the world, you want to learn it. And he explained him everything from the very beginning, means like, how the material world is entangling the living entities. So he's saying like, Krishna Bohirmukh Jeev Ana. Krishna, what is that verse? A very famous verse. Krishna Bhuli Shei Jeev Anadi Bohirmukh Otoeb Maya Tare Dai Sangsar Dukh. So we are forgetful of Krishna, and that's why we are looking enjoyment outside of Krishna. We don't want to enjoy with Krishna or in a devotee association. And that's why Mayadevi is giving us all kind of klesha. Titap klesha, Janma Mittu Jaravedi, everything we are experiencing. But what is Bitrashura is telling? What Bitrashura tells? Bitrashura is a demon, right? In his body at least he is demon. Nanako preshtham na chaparameshtham na sarvabhauma narasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir na punarbhavam cha samanjasyata virahaya kangshe. Oh my Lord, if I don't get your lotus feet as my shelter, I don't want Dhruvaloka, the planet where Lord Dhruva resides, which is eternal. I don't want the post of Brahma, which is the ultimate post of a living entity. A living entity cannot be like in this material world, the highest position you can occupy is Brahma. Sometimes even Krishna doesn't get qualified Brahma, so he sends one of his associates, who is an eternal liberated soul, to take the service of Brahma, so elevated service. Then she is saying, Na sarvabhaumam rasadhipatyam. I don't want to rule the 14 planetary systems. I don't want to rule that. Then he is telling, Na yogasiddhir punarbhavam cha, means like I don't want to get any kind of mystic siddhis, or I don't want to get liberation from the material world, as long as I don't get, if I don't get the shelter of your lotus feet. So his ultimate thing is to take shelter of lotus feet. Our mood is also should be try to cultivate, because these prayers are the emotions of the devotees. Prabhuji, Hari Parshad Prabhu was giving a class and he was telling that the ecstasies of the devotees are manifested in their poetries. So when you read, especially Srimad Bhagavatam is a very top class poetry. In one of the presentation by Radhika Raman Prabhu, he was telling that if you analyze the Sanskrit of Bhagavatam is very high class, top class. So if you read this poetry, you can understand, how they are approaching Lord and how they are defeating the illusory energy of the Lord. It's not that Mayadevi doesn't want you to defeat her. She wants. But if it is so easy to defeat her, then where is her power? You cannot defeat. So she is a servant of Krishna. So we have to be very, strong, fortified with spiritual energy or, association of the devotees, so that we can actually fight with the external energy of the Lord. Yeah. Anything, Mataji?
There's a verse which we were asked to memorize for our Bhakti Vaibhav, which is kind of along the same lines of what you said, Krishna, when you Krishna Bahir Mukha Haina Bhoga Vanchak Kore
Nikate Paschate Mayatare Japotiya Dhare. That is actually Prema Vivarta verse by Jagadananda Pandit. So he is telling the same thing. Krishna Bimukhoya Jeev Bhog Vancha Kare. Krishna, people want to enjoy without the... Sorry Mataji, I have actually taken words from your mouth, Mataji, you explain. So Krishna Bimukhoya Jeev Bhog Vancha Kare. People want to enjoy without Krishna. Other Pashate Mayatare Japati Dhare. So Maya Devi, he clutches or embraces him very strongly, so that he doesn't get rid of it very easily. Yeah, because it's so difficult. Yeah.
I actually also like the word there which describes Maya and says Nikatastha.
Nikatastha, yeah. Nikatastha Maya, yeah. Anything, which is close to you. Like, we are in Silicon Valley. Lots of Maya. Everything is actually close to us. We can actually be induced by Maya Devi in various manners. Yeah. So, yeah. Another, yes, Pooji. No, it's okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
Prabhu, so, my question is regarding the klesha.
Mm-hmm.
We are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, and we hoping that we will achieve peace and happiness. But in this material world, there is always klesha. Sometimes klesha comes at work, sometimes klesha comes within your own family, and sometimes klesha comes within your own relatives. And when this comes, mind gets very disturbed. Especially recently I had gone through some klesha with relatives. So how do you deal with such delicate situations? Do you try to counter them, or do you just take it as Krishna says in Bhagavatam, that one has to tolerate the sufferings in this material world, so that just like a son inherits the father's property, the devotee will automatically inherit the kingdom of God, kingdom of Krishna. So I'm a little bit confused about the situation.
So the answer is already there in your comment. Yeah, so it's difficult. Of course, it's difficult because Devi yeshe gunamayi mama maya duratvaya maya eva prapadyante maya meva tarantite. My material energy is very difficult to overcome, but those who take shelter of me, they can overcome it very easily, and relatively easily. But that easily term, it's not so lucid or so straightforward, because that somebody becomes somebody who is under the shelter of a guru, he becomes Krishna conscious, or he can get Krishna's avowed very quickly. But that quickly term is also not so straightforward. It can be like 100 birth, can be 1,000 birth, but it will be happening as long as you are connected. So in Brahma Samhita, let's talk in terms of Shastra and then practical realization. Tatya anukampam susumiksamana, what you have explained. You just have to endure the urges sometimes. Like my mother was very sick, recently, 1 month back. And I was actually told that, she is in a very delicate situation and anything may happen. So I started looking for, plane ticket and everything. And I was actually calling over and over to my relatives to get her update. So that time I could not even find, any solution to keep myself calm. Because this is natural, I love her. And if she is not there in this world, it's a big emptiness for me. My life will go on, but there will be emptiness. There will be, kind of pain in my heart, which is inherent. And if we don't have that kind of feelings, then we cannot be also Krishna conscious also. It's good if you have, disturbance, or if you have feelings for your relatives. We're disturbing. But we have to think, beyond the situation. Sometimes the devotees, they interpret their miseries as a mercy of Krishna. It's not easy. I'm not telling it's easy. I have not also attained that situation. I will give you an example of a Brajavasi. It was spoken by one of my, Shiksha Gurus. He actually brought me, or he made me sincere in Krishna consciousness. So he was telling, he heard these pastimes of a very elevated Babaji. He was having, a skin disease. In the skin, he had like sores. And the source, Jai Shri Radha Madan Mansiman Mahaprabhu Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. And in the ports, there are insects. So they are always biting him. So he was feeling like extreme pain. Outwardly, people are thinking, oh, how much pain. And he was crying almost day and night. Almost. Sometimes he used to laugh. Actually, not day and night. I should say, like sometimes he used to cry, sometimes he used to laugh. So people used to think when he's crying, he's feeling like extreme pain. He's crying now because this, leprosy or sores, and the insects are biting the sores. And then sometimes he used to laugh. Then now he's good. He doesn't feel any pain now. But the situation was completely opposite. When he was not being beaten by the insects, he was feeling like Krishna is not merciful to me. He doesn't want me to go back to Godhead. He doesn't want to nullify my, whatever, all the nasty things I have done in my course of life, different lifetimes. He doesn't want me to. It's a, very high level thinking. You want pain, so that you can actually feel like, okay, Krishna is being merciful, and that vipada santata saswat tatra tatra jagat guru. It's not easy, but it's very high level consciousness. But when you think that, that person is enduring that kind of pain and feeling it's Krishna's mercy, you will feel like, oh, what I am doing, it's actually nothing actually. You have to, our perception of the things are relative, always relative. You'll think, honestly, the job I am doing, or the place I am living is one of the best places and the best job I can think of. But when I see, I am not happy because my friend, he has done PhD from this school, top school. He is working in a company which has much bigger market capital. He's getting more benefit. He's in a project which has big revenue. So he's getting big bucks of bonus. That is actually disturbing my mind because I'm relative. I don't think like the person who is lower than me. I think always higher than me. If you think like the person, but for the pain, I don't think like, I think my pain is highest. For pain case, I don't think like that person is suffering more. If you open any humanitarian service website, you will see, in Africa people are dying in diarrhea. In India people are suffering from different waterborne diseases. You feel like, their life is so miserable. You don't think that. You think like, I'm in Bay Area, that person has bought house in Cupertino. I have to buy in Saratoga. No, it's not you, it's everyone. We are thinking like that. We are always thinking, comparing with the higher person. So that's actually aggravating our pain. That's one thing, That's why, what I used to do when I was in university undergrad. I used to go to hospital because our campus was situated very close to the hospital and there was the emergency. If you go emergency hospital, your mind will be changed for sure. Whatever pain you are in, doesn't matter. I don't know, in US may be different, but you see people are, crying. They are in, the Dhaka Medical College Hospital is the top, most crowded hospital of Bangladesh. So if you go there, people are always coming, and Dhaka is a very densely populated area. And from far apart city also, people are coming. So you will see always people are, artha, they are suffering. And their suffering will surpass your so-called suffering or your minute suffering. Yeah, so that is the comparison we should be actually doing, that what is my situation and could it be worse? So Krishna is being merciful that he has not given me that much suffering. The best thing we are getting, like you are hearing this lecture, that is the best thing you can actually get in your life, to hear about Krishna in the association of the devotees. What else we need? Sufferings will be there. The devotees also, like so-called bodily conditioning is there also, right? Prabhupada had also some bodily sufferings. But if we consider, Prabhupada is also suffering, a top class devotee, then we are actually in Maya. It's not like, the original thing. That thing only we have discussed today, that Adidevika, Adibhautika, Adhyatika, these kleshas will be there, but these are like perverted reflection. So we have to relate those things with respect to our relationship with Krishna. If we have a good relationship with Krishna or a strong relationship with devotees and Krishna, then those things will be, secondary or can be, easily surmountable. But if we have, less relationship with devotees, but we want to get more, entanglement with the association of the Maya energy, then it will be difficult. Sorry, I have given maybe a big answer. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else? I think we are almost done. Yeah, I think that completes. So I beg forgiveness, if I have tried to speak, in respect to the Acharya's commentary or the Shastra, but still, I have so much conditioning, so I could have spoken something which is not in line of the teachings of the Acharya. So I beg all of your forgiveness. You are Vaishnavas, so you are always forgiving. And ask your blessings so that, I have some realization of whatever I will be speaking with respect to Acharyas. It's I think 11:4:10. It is, I think, Durmila is speaking to Maharaj Nimi. Yeah. Mataji, go to the Sanskrit, please go to top. I can give you the number reference. Mataji, you want to say something?
No, I was just saying thank you so much for the wonderful class and also for choosing such a wonderful topic, considering that Durga Puja and Navratri are starting. And a lot of people do that without even thinking, and will do Durga Puja especially without looking at the divine and the spiritual aspect of Durga. So thank you so much. And
we can approach Mother Durga, yeah. We can approach Mother Durga. That is not the problem. But the mood in which we approach, that is the problem. That makes like the complete difference. If somebody is telling, oh, Krishna, give me Mother Durga, give me Krishna as my husband, means like, we should not tell because we are followers of Rupanuga. Our mood is different. But I'm telling for an example, that give me Krishna as a friend, she will try to help us. But we are telling, no, give me like, nice car, nice house, nice son, which is all, ephemeral. Anyways, I want to conclude the prayer with a prayer, I think given by Suta Goswami. I don't know whether you can actually project it. 12, 13, 1. Sorry, 12, 13, 1. It's very nice prayer. You can actually pray with me also. Actually, I saw many acharyas, they chant this verse at the conclusion of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can actually chant after me. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stuvanti Devvastavai. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stuvanti Devvastavai. Vedai Sangapada Krama Panishade Gayanti Yam Samaga. Vedai Sangapada Krama Panishade Gayanti Yam Samaga. Dhyanavasita Tadgasena Manasha Pasyanti Yam Yogino. Dhyanavasita Tadgatena Manasa Pasyanti Yam Yogina. Yasyantam Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Nama. Yasyanta Navidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Nama. Let's read the translation because that makes more sense. Suta Goswami said, unto that personality whom Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra and the Maruts praise by chanting transcendental hymns and reciting the Vedas with all their corollaries, Padakramas and Upanishads, to whom the chanters of the Samaveda always sing, whom the preferred yogis see within their minds after fixing themselves in trance and absorbing themselves within him, and whose limit can never be found by any demigod or demon, unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my humble obeisances. Bansa kalpataru bhasya kipa sindhu bhaya vacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Gori Vaishnava Vrindo ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki